Whether we like it or not, and many people don't, we live in an IBM world. Although it does seem absurd that one company should dominate the computer industry, only Apple seemed prepared to take on the power of IBM. But in order to broaden its big business sales appeal, Apple executives have moderated earlier predictions that the Macintosh would become an alternative to the IBM PC and its clones, which they concede comprises over 70% of all desktop computers used around the world. So Apple's changing tack. Now, instead of waging all-out war on IBM, the California company has proposed détente, if you like. In one of his first public statements since his removal as head of the Macintosh division, Steve Jobs, Apple's 30-year-old chairman and co-founder, says, Apple is building bridges to the IBM world. These bridges include devices that will let Macs communicate with IBM PCs and more good business software for the Macintosh. Now, Apple's hopes for the success of the Macintosh must have rested largely on the famous mouse, a system originally pioneered by Xerox, picked up by Apple, presumably much to Xerox's annoyance as things have worked out. Unfortunately for Apple, the Macintosh, even with the mouse, failed to take off as a standard tool for big business. The reason? It won't run IBM PC software. Until now, that is. Dana Communications have this device. It's called the Mac Charlie, and it slots onto the Macintosh and enables it to run all MS-DOS 3.1 IBM software. To give you an example, here on the screen at the moment, that half of the screen thinks it's a Macintosh, this half thinks it's an IBM. If we move the mouse over and click, we get a full IBM screen. With me in the studio, the managing director of Apple UK in the shape of David Hancock. David, welcome. It seems to be true, does it not, that whether we like it or not, unless you are prepared to be compatible with IBM, these days you ain't nowhere.
Well, that's a challenge, but the issue is not compatibility, it's connectability. This product here, the Apple Macintosh, is based on the most powerful microprocessor in the world today. It actually gives power to the end user because it enables him to use his real skill here. It is power. But we have to accept one thing, that most of the mainframes in large corporations are IBM-based, as well as DEC and ICL. Therefore, connectivity is an issue.
As a result of which, you've now made it possible for the Macintosh to talk to the PC.
Well, there's a whole range of appliances that allow you to do that. And here is a simple one. In the Macintosh here, we have a product by Lotus, which is called the Lotus Jazz, which is an integrated business planning package. And in here, we also have a Lotus package called the Symphony, which is also a business planning package.
Right.
On the screen, I have the spreadsheet, which is shown here. And also, and you'll notice that this shows the rain for June, pretty depressing.
Right.
Also here shows exactly the same information in graphic form, probably more depressing. Now, in fact, IBM doesn't have the capability to take these graphics, so what we'll do is we'll bring up the spreadsheet and we'll send this information here, some of this information into the IBM, and I'll show how easy it is. If we first bring up onto the screen the communications application, here, and we open it up, right?
Yeah.
Now we'll bring back to the front of the screen the spreadsheet, and we'll select the information that we want to send. And we'll send the information down to the Friday across the 4 months here.
Right.
We'll now bring back to the screen, front of the screen, the communications, and we'll select send, set the selection, and then, as simple as this, we send it across.
And here, look, it's coming out in IBM style on the IBM screen. You must be slightly worried, though, that you can't send the graphics.
Well, remember that the Macintosh actually has built into the ROM a software package called QuickDraw. So this is a very strong graphics communicator, which is not built into the IBM. So really, that cannot be compatible.
So there probably never will be a way, as far as you know, of being able to move the graphics across?
I don't think that IBM will ever be able to handle the graphics of the Macintosh, no.
Now, this connectability that you've just demonstrated, is it actually available, or have we been looking at a prototype?
This was actually launched at the beginning of July, and is available in the market today.
So,
at your Apple dealer.
Any price on it?
It's £495 for the full integrated package, and that includes communications, yes.
Right. Just turning for a moment, much more specifically to Apple, you must, and there have been lots and lots of clones of this machine. There are now becoming a lot of clones of the Macintosh, many of which are offering colour. When are we going to get a colour Mac?
Well, if you look at the screen now, you'll see that the resolution of this screen is absolutely incredible. It's probably some of the highest you can see. And that means that working with a computer day in and day out means you won't get tired. Until we see colour with this resolution, and that means new technology, we will not introduce on the Macintosh.
That's an actual statement, is it? I mean, not going to go for it. You prefer to stick with the high resolution?
We really want to stay with high resolution. In time, it will be available, yes. Certainly, there's a large I wish on this product, and colour's one of them. But we think we need new technology.
Right, but
you'll see the comparison.
But you're certainly not bowing to IBM and saying, unless we sing their tune, we're not in the same orchestra.
No, for us to do that, we don't want to dilute the power of this product.
Okay.
This is an extremely powerful standalone product that enables you to use and project what's up here.
Thank you very much indeed.